You did the gritty. Bigfoot, UFOs, chupacabra.
Trying to break in on the property.
You ready to begin?
Let's do this.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Crash City. My guest this week is the creator of CrossroadXparanormal, one of the most entertaining paranormal shows that I get to see on YouTube. I have Mariah.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me.
This is going to be awesome. When I saw that you and your sisters do ghost hunting, I was like, ooh, I have to talk to them.
Right? Well, thank you so much. I'm honored.
Biggest question. What got you into paranormal investigation? Obviously, that has to be the first one, so we could just have the icebreaker.
Right. Well, yeah. So, I mean, I grew up watching Ghost Hunters on like the sci-fi, and I was obsessed with them. And I would watch Jason Hawes and Grant and all them. And I fell in love when they went live at like Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum with Josh Gates. So that was a really big, movement where I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then at about, I think it was like January of 2020, my dad got sick and passed away unexpectedly. And after that, I started seeing him like in my dreams. He would come to me and talk to me. And sometimes I would wake up and the corner of my eye, it looked like a sparkler almost go off and just shoot across my room. And it freaked me out at first because I didn't know what was going on. So I told my mom, I was like, do I need to go to therapy? Like, am I going crazy? What's going on here? And she was like, no, you're not going crazy. You just need to calm down. And, maybe you do need to talk to somebody to help you grieve or whatever. Well, I started getting back into the paranormal stuff, and I seen a couple people have sort of the same experiences that I was having. And TikTok started getting real big during that time of like COVID and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? Like, I think this is what I want to do. I want to go and I want to investigate the afterlife and see if it's real. Like I'm the type of person where I have to see it to believe it. You know what I mean? So I was like, I need to go do this. I need to see what's out there. And my sisters were like, well, we're coming too. So, and we started posting on TikTok and it just went crazy and we haven't stopped ever since.
It's cool to see. I watched the investigation for Post Town, which is wild, by the way. You guys had more fun than I thought,
Yeah.
You did the gritty.
Awesome.
You did the gritty on to I think like to Barney, and then one of your sisters started, twerking on the floor, and I was like, okay,
right.
Yeah, they just enjoy themselves. That's what it is.
We have fun. Like we at first, like now we're a little bit more, level-headed about it and a little bit more respectful. But when we first started, we had no clue what we were doing, and most of the time we go in and we just wing it, and it works. It does. It really works. We go in and set up equipment that we have and just go for it. And every time we get some crazy stuff that happens to us. So obviously we're doing something right,
You've had audio equipment, like audio jacks, be taken out of cameras.
Right.
You guys have seen apparitions that were caught on camera. You know what? Initially, like there has to be something in your head that goes, this is insane. Like we're going to go into this abandoned building.
Right.
And, investigate.
Right.
Just why?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't understand it either. I think it's just like a really big adrenaline rush. And like, obviously we're scared and stuff happens that makes us freak out, but we love it. It's just like people that, jump out of airplanes, I guess, it's just the adrenaline rush that you get. It's the proof and the evidence that we want. So we're all for it. We go in there and we get the ghost hunting mode and we hit the ground running.
Has anything happened off camera that you guys just look at each other and go, even if it was, nobody would believe it?
Oh, all the time. All the time. I mean, most of the time, well, if there's any paranormal investigators that are listening to this, or ghost hunters, whatever you want to call yourself, um, you know, they know that whenever you cut your cameras off, that's when crazy stuff happens, like most of the time we're changing batteries, or just changing different cameras, and that's when they're like, oh, this is my time to shine, nobody's gonna believe this, let me slam a door, or let me run down the hallway, or let me shadow figure it, you know what I mean? Like, it happens a lot. But yeah, we've had some crazy stuff happen on and off camera.
There's a big ghost channel on YouTube, Nuke's Top 5, and he
Mhm.
usually says, you know, humans are scarier than the paranormal because you never
Agreed.
know.
Hmm.
Is there Has there ever been a moment that, you guys hear something, or a door slams, or you see something out of the corner of your eye and you guys are like, I don't know if that actually is, like, somebody who's just living in that building, or
Right.
if is it paranormal?
Right. Yeah. And the answer is all the time. We are big skeptics. We are big debunkers. And you'll see that a lot in our videos. Um, Most of the time, when something happens, the first thing we do is, okay, somebody break in. Okay, well, let's go through the steps. Is it the wind blowing? Is it storming outside? Is there animals, like, critters, anything like that? Most of these places that we go, I will say, we have a less chance of it being homeless or somebody breaking in, because these places that we go, we pay to be there, and they have a lot of really good security. They have good security cameras. They're used to people, trying to break in on the property and stuff like that. So they're pretty much expecting that. So they're ready for it. There's never been really a place that we've been so far where something happened and I'm like, oh my God, it's a person, it's a living person. You know what I mean? Like, I know it's either paranormal or the weather or critters. And then that's when we go into our investigation mode of debunking, or is that paranormal?
In my head is scarier because if you guys are paying to be there, obviously whoever runs it has their own security and something happens,
Hmm.
that's like, oh no. Oh god.
Right. Right.
That is horrifying to think of. And you that's how does that come about? Like, how do you get in contact with people to investigate? Obviously, you guys were, given celebrity treatment in Post Town because they had you on that little board. But like, how do you guys like book these places to investigate?
Right. So honestly, anybody can. They do day tours, they do overnights, they do private overnights. That's what we do. So we basically go on their website, any type of location where you've seen, like on TV or on YouTube or on TikTok, where, they have some type of historic society, or you have people like Adam Kimmel that just buy the buildings that are going into, be demolished. He'll buy them and fix them back up and pay. You just go on their websites and see if they allow that, and the majority of historic places, they do allow that.
Okay. That's cool. That's definitely something I have to look for. I'm in New Mexico and there's, a lot of the old military history here
Right. Yeah,
and
I
a lot
love
of the
New
farmland.
Mexico.
Yeah, that'd be something fun out here.
Right, you got Roswell and stuff like that.
That's where I'm from. We
Nice. Yeah, I just left
we'd
there.
love to have you down. What?
Yeah, I just left there at the end of July.
Oh my god, not at the beginning, you missed the UFO festival.
I know. Well, see, we weren't going through there for any, we were coming home. So we had a wedding, and my husband used to live out in California. So we went out there for his brother's wedding, and then we drove his car from San Diego all the way to North Carolina. So we went through all that. We went through Tombstone. We had to go see that. We didn't go through Virginia City though. I want to go to Virginia City, but I can't. That's a secret. So maybe in the future we'll go to Virginia City. And yeah, we went through Roswell, New Mexico, and I loved it. Y'all have the craziest like sandstorms. It's insane.
Oh, 100%. I think we're cursed at some points.
It
That's
was
all that I could
scary.
say.
Yeah, it was so
Definitely,
scary.
the next time you come by, would love to take your husband out to the crash site. I think that you guys would enjoy that.
Yeah. See, I only seen like the city of Roswell. I didn't know that the crash site is like an hour from Roswell itself. And I was like, what the heck? So I
Mhm.
get to see the crash site.
Oh, see, a lot of people don't realize that, and that's usually what we have to deal with when we have like the UFO festival or anything like
Right.
that. But that is cool that you've gotten to see our little town and
Right.
got
It
to
was
see all the alien
beautiful.
stuff.
It was beautiful. I loved it. It was real one of my favorite states so far.
Oh, well, I will definitely take that as a compliment because usually people don't say that about Roswell.
I like the desert though, so
You know, what made you go, you know what, we're going to put this on YouTube? I know you talked about TikTok, and then the fact that, your following has grown. You guys have over 1,000 subscribers, which for anybody, that's the first tough goal to get to.
right.
And then do you guys imagine, doing bigger and bigger places, or is this still just, something you guys just do just for fun and to hang out with your sisters?
Right. So a little bit of both. We didn't expect it to go crazy on TikTok like it did. We were just having fun, and we're still having fun. So we started on TikTok, and I was like, you know what? Like, we pay so much for these places. Let's just start making full like episodes of these locations that we go to and just see how it does. And so far, yeah, like it's starting just now. Actually, we're starting to see a little bit more activity towards our YouTube. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the future. Like, we just started this. I think our first YouTube video was like 2 years ago. So we're just, scratching the surface on this. So I'm excited to see how it goes. And if not, I mean, we're having fun while we do it. So that's all that matters.
Is there any place, something like the Queen Mary
Hmm.
or even Alcatraz where you're like, I want to do a full on, multi-hour investigation overnight and, maybe even live stream it, anything like that?
Yeah, well, I've been to Alcatraz on a tour. We did like a flashlight tour. It was awesome. But yeah, it's very expensive to do Alcatraz. I think it's like almost 20 grand to do
Oh,
Alcatraz. Yeah, they don't let people just anybody in there, like you gotta have money to go in there. Um, so no can do on that one. But I mean, bucket list location, if we're thinking, like desert island, it would have to be probably Loftus Hall in Ireland. I think it's in Ireland. And like the Hellfire Club over there in Ireland.
okay.
That would be it right there. That is my bucket list. Hands down, no money, get on the plane and go. That would be it for sure.
That would be wild. I saw a old group do it called Achievement Hunter when they did ghost videos for a little bit, and they were able to do that,
Right.
and they did have a lot of skeptics on that tour, and weird things did happen that couldn't be explained. So
Yeah.
I think that would be a really cool area to go to. Do you guys ever want to go, this is so weird to say, like cryptid hunting?
Yeah. Like, are you talking like Bigfoot, UFO, stuff like that?
Bigfoot, UFOs, chupacabra,
Well,
weeping
fun
woman.
fact, North Carolina has, well, I'm from North Carolina. Um, we have one of the biggest Bigfoot festivals. So, yeah, we're definitely into the Bigfoot and the alien stuff.
What about like Mothman? Would you ever head down to West Virginia?
Yeah, I mean, we've been in West Virginia quite a few times. One of my favorite locations is in West Virginia, actually. But yeah, I mean, Mothman would be cool too. I'm down, whatever. Paranormal, unexplained. Let's do this.
So you just mentioned one of your favorite locations. Do you have a favorite story, even whether it was on camera, off camera, anything like that, where you're just like, that was unbelievable, no matter what?
For sure, yeah. So in West Virginia, sadly, the location is shut down because the owner recently passed away, but it was Sweet Spring Sanitarium. And the history to that place was it was Native Americans that lived on there. There's a natural spring, which hence Sweet Springs. And they used it for like religious purposes or, whatever, stuff like that. So the white man came in and murdered all of them and took the land. It's all historical. You can go look it up. After that, the building itself was built on slave labor. So there was just layers and layers and layers of history. When tuberculosis broke out, they had people there that passed away there. It was a nursing home at one point. It was a spa for like big famous presidents that went and did all that stuff. So we went there, and it was our very first location ever, and it was the best. We get there, and it's just us four girls. We have no clue what the hell we're doing. We get in there, we're walking around, it gets dark. There's no power except for at like the little nerve center at the very front of the building, right? This place is as big as Waverly Hills. Let me just say that. It's huge, okay? So we get there, we're on the third floor, and it just feels like, when like you jump on a trampoline and you touch it and you get shocked?
Yes.
That's exactly what it felt like on the third floor as soon as it got dark. And I had my phone, and I could see behind me through my phone, right? And not even 10 foot behind me and my sister, there was this 8-foot tall shadow figure. And he runs past us, behind us, goes up the like doorway, and literally crawls on the ceiling. And I see it through the camera with my eyes, this happening. And I caught it on camera and everything, right? And my face in that clip, it looked like I just died. Like I've noticed, like, when I get scared, I don't run, I freeze.
Sorry. Sorry.
Right here's down here's where we had that.
And that's what I did. I just froze. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. But I knew, like, if I would have freaked out, my sisters would have been done. You know what I mean? Like, their brains would have went to mush. So I kept my cool. I was awesome about it. I kept my cool. And plus, I didn't know exactly what I seen. So I was like, maybe that was my eyes playing tricks on me. Like, maybe I moved the camera weird and the light just blocked out or something. But after we left, I came back home and was editing. And yeah, clear as day, shadow figure runs behind us, jumps up on the ceiling, moves around like a scary thing, and just defies all science that we know. And it was terrifying. But that was it. After that, I was like, we're doing this. This is awesome. And we just went on.
That's wild, because most people would be like, no, I'm done.
Right.
It's over.
Right. Well, see, the bad thing is, since that was like our first, ever investigation that we did, after that, like, people were like, you hit the golden, the golden ticket, basically, with paranormal. Like, that's what we go after, besides, full body apparitions. Like, all these other places are not going to top it. And that's true. Like, we've been to so many places wanting that same, like, it's like a drug, you know what I mean? Like, we've been wanting to get that same hit, you know? And we've come close. There's been a few locations where we were like, you know, backs against the wall, you know? So we'll find it though.
That's interesting. It's just, you know, you guys did experience something wild and crazy, and yet you guys are still just wanting to do more. What do people tell you day to day about it? Like, do you ever
Gosh.
have the doubters that are like,
Oh.
"Hey, you got why are you doing this?"
Always. If you would go and just look at our comment sections, you would just see like, ghost or fake, ghost or real, this is fake, you're doing this, you're doing, like, all the time. And like, we're Christians, like, we, you know, we're the type of people where we don't care what you believe, like that, as long as you're not hurting yourself or hurting anybody else, go for it. You know what I mean? Like, if you think, you know, Santa Claus or the Grinch is your Lord and Savior, then go for it. But we are Christians. We believe in, you know, demons and stuff like that. But yeah, we've had people go, you're going to hell, you're talking to demons, like you're doing crazy stuff, like you're witches, witchcraft. We've heard it all. We've heard it literally all.
And it doesn't scare you? Like, are you just so desensitized now when you walk into it? It's more of like okay, we have to get this done, we have to get this done, we have to do this. This shot is gonna look good here, you know, put the static camera here. Like, does it ever connect at the beginning, or is it just when you're done, you're like, okay, cool, now I can kind of decompress and feel?
That's actually a really good question. I've never had anybody ask me that. Yeah, so probably a little bit of both. We have a routine now, which is a good thing, you know, because most of these places, you're on a time limit. I mean, yeah, obviously you get all night, but you want to get in there and get ready and get going, you know. So we do have a routine. We get in there. We do not want to know like the paranormal activity stuff that goes on, but we do want to know the hot spots. So whenever we first get there, the tour guide or the owner, whoever's there to meet us and to let us into these places, they're like, okay, do you want a rundown history tour? What, you know, they're always awesome about that. And we're like, yeah, give us the history of it, but do not give us anything paranormal. Just tell us if you were doing this tonight, where you would put your static cameras. And they would tell us, okay, this is a hot spot, this is a hot spot, blah, 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 you know? So we do that. And basically, as soon as we walk in and that tour guide leaves, we cut our camera on and it is on the whole time until we are packing up and going home. And it's worked for us. And we, you know, we walk around the place, we get a feel of the place, you know. We're not mediums or anything like that, but once you start doing this for a certain amount of time, you'll kind of know what, you know, I'm talking about when like you get a feel of the place, you know. There's some places where it's like the back of the hair on your neck stand up, you know what I mean? So yeah, like we have fun with it. Like, we're always just winging it and it works.
I like that you said that, you know, you guys aren't mediums, but you guys walk around, because it is you as humans, we can feel when a room has
Right.
dread, or when a hallway, you
Mhm.
know, that sense of like, yeah, I shouldn't be here, or I'm not
Right.
wanted here. Maybe this is where the camera needs to go, because something is gonna show up. So that's cool that you say that. And I hate to use this word because it makes it sound staged, but everything is a production. You guys
Right.
have to have everything ready. And I respect that you guys are go, go, go mode. But you know, what is a story where, you know, you are locked in, you are having, you know, you're going through what you need to, and then something happens and you immediately come, like, reality hits and you go, oh shit.
Right. So, ISS, which is Indiana State Sanatorium, we just left there in October. That was like our Halloween haunt that we did. A night in hell is what we call it. So we went there, and first of all, they give you a map. Actually, I have the map. Let me show you 1 second. Hold on.
Oh yay.
So let me make sure I hide the gate code because, you know, people are weird. But this is the map that they give you of the place. Let me see if you can see that.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. So they gave us a map, and right here, see how it says snakes?
Yeah.
So that is an underground tunnel that they have at this place, right? And she told us, loved the girl that gave us like a tour or whatever. She told us that that tunnel was infested with snakes, right? So I'm terrified of snakes, first of all, terrified. That is the only thing that I'm really scared of. So we get in there, and what was the question, by the way?
Did anything happen where you're so locked in that once, you know,
Right.
once something so scary happened, you were like, oh shit, and you came back to reality?
Right. Sorry. Okay. So my ADHD brain, as you can tell. So anyway, we were having so much paranormal activity going on, door slamming, something running at us, and we didn't know what the heck it was. That we were so into it, we realized that we were in the tunnels and snakes probably over our heads. And we like you said, we were just so into it. We were like, oh yeah, this place is like infested with snakes too, so we need to like pay attention. So yeah, it happens for sure.
That's insane. So in your opinion, sanitariums, what is the initial feel? Or like if somebody like me, say, you know, I wanted to do a special where I go, you know, go ghost hunting live on camera for the first time,
Mhm.
you know, what is advice, or what is the feel, or what should I expect?
Right. So a lot of people don't know there's a big difference between sanitariums and sanatoriums. So sanatoriums with the O is for mental illness. Those are
Mhm.
like what we call asylums, or like mental hospitals, loony bins, whatever you want, lunatic asylums, whatever you want to call it. Sanitarium is for like illness with like, you know, like tuberculosis, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So it all just depends on the history of it. See, we've been into like prisons, we've been into sanatoriums, sanitariums, asylums, whatever. It all has a different feel. It's hard to pinpoint or explain it. Like most of the times, like asylums or sanatoriums, they're more talkative, and I don't know if that has to do with like their mental illness. You know what I mean? It's really interesting. Sanitariums where they died of like a sickness, you know, like TB, they're more, I don't want to say, maybe that's an inappropriate word. I don't want to say normal, but it's more of like a quiet, reserved conversation, I guess you could say, you know, instead of like slamming doors and crazy stuff going on and screaming and stuff, you know what I mean? Um, and then you got like prisons, and prisons are a different ball game. And I guess it's because we're women also, you know. Um, that yeah, it completely different ball game. You get touched, you get pinched. My butt got slapped one time. We have horrible EVPs of them calling us, you know, really bad
Mhm.
names. You know, it's all about like go in and know your history before you go in these places, because it's all so different, just different layers. You know what I mean?
So you talk about that, and even in Post Town, you guys made that abundantly clear when you guys were, you know, trying to conjure up something to talk on the
Mm-hmm.
EVP. You go like, you know, we're all ladies right here. You can touch any one of us. You can do this, that, and the other. You
Right.
and that initially is scary if something grabs onto you or touches you.
It is.
But is it scarier if, say, like your cameraman, who is a gentleman, if he gets scratched, if he gets clawed or something, does that kind of does that put a thought in your mind like, oh, this is maybe a little bit more dangerous?
Right. Another good question. Yeah, for sure. Because most of the time, like we're used to, you know, we're women, so we have a little bit more difficult out here, especially the paranormal world. But yeah, the ghost or the spirits, whatever you want to call them, they are just like us, but without a body. So, and that's my theory. Everybody has their own different theories about it. My theory is if you were I'm just going to say a pervert in this life and you were a little bit rude to women and you didn't really respect women, when you die and you don't move on or whatever and you just hang out wherever, you're probably going to be the same way and act the same way. So yeah, like we come across that a lot where, you know, it messes with us women and we've gotten more desensitized to it. It's still a shock, you know, like at the prison, you know, like when I was bent over and something smacked me on my butt, like it's still like, oh, you know, that's crazy. But yeah, it does get a little bit more scary when they know like, hey, this is a dude, but I don't even care. Like I'm going to mess with him. That, yeah, you're right. It's really scary.
That'd be wild. Like, okay, just hypothetical here. You guys are at another prison and your cameraman's butt gets smacked. I'd be a little bit confused there.
Right.
I'd be like, oh,
We
wow,
make
this
that
is
joke. Oh yeah, we make that joke for sure. We do. We make that joke, and it's it's horrible to say, but at Brushy they had a area where just the pedophiles were kept, and one of the people that we were with just made a joke like, all right, it's your time to shine, Maddie, because Maddie's so young. I mean, she's a teen, you know, she's 18, but still, like we were like, it's your time to shine, and we were like, oh, maybe that's not a good thing to say. But yeah, I mean, it's true. Like they're just like us, but without a body. So I believe that's how they're gonna act in the spirit world, you know?
And then do you guys like go to like haunted houses, like, you know, gimmick haunted houses and just laugh at this at this point where you guys are like, oh, it's supposed to be scary, but it's nothing like we've dealt with.
Exactly. Yeah, you said it. Yeah. We during Halloween, we have like a bunch of little haunts in this area where we're at. And yeah, we go and we laugh, and you know, obviously, you know, the jump scares are scary, you know, like you don't see it coming. So that's nice, you know, but yeah, other than that, we're so used to being really scared, I guess you could say, you know.
And what about like little Okay,
Right.
so as we begin to wind down, thank you yet again for coming on. This was awesome getting to
Of
talk to you.
course. Out of every podcast that I've done, you had the best questions. Like I loved it. Like usually, like it's like, what's your favorite place? What's go? You know what I mean? Like it was just like this, but you had really interesting questions. So thank you so much.
Well, that is a compliment. I love that.
Right?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, I loved it.
Well, I'm definitely I would love to have you on again, but also have as many sisters as I can.
Yes, yes, for sure.
And I want you guys to try to debunk or figure out my
Ooh.
paranormal investigations, because I've had one that happened when I was young that kind of got me into ghosts, and
Okay.
then I did my own when I was in my early 20s and thought it would be cool.
Oh, okay.
And that went horrible. So I would love for you guys to have a roundtable with you guys and y'all try to debunk what I experienced.
Oh, love it. We'll do it.
So, what are all your socials and your YouTube channel so that everybody can find you?
Yeah, so all of our socials, you can find us on pretty much every social media. It's Crossroad X, or well, we go by Crossroad X, but it's CrossroadXparanormal. So a lot of people get it confused. It's not Crossroads with the S. It's just Crossroad X Paranormal.
CrossroadXparanormal. Where what? I messed that up so much. I was gonna say the final line of what your YouTube description is because I read it and I was like, damn, that's really good. That's amazing.
Thank you so much. Where we all meet at the end,
second.
we all meet at the crossroad.
That's what it is.
Yeah, we all meet at the crossroad.
Oh my god. I got at the crossroad everyone meets eventually.
Yes, yeah. I knew it was something like that. I wrote that so long ago. I can't remember.
I guess final question is why Crossroad X?
Oh gosh. Oh. Okay, y'all I'm gonna nerd out. It's from Supernatural. I grew up watching Supernatural, okay? They are my favorite. And I couldn't do Ghostfacers. If you know, you know. I couldn't do Ghostfacer because it was already copyrighted and, obviously from the show. So my favorite episode, one of my favorite episodes, is when they do the Crossroad episode where the guy goes and he wants to be the biggest, baddest jazz guitarist or something like that, jazz singer, I think. And he sold his soul at the Crossroad. And I just thought that was, and the Hellhounds came and they did like a whole episode on it. I just loved it. I fell in love with that episode. I don't know why. It was just so intriguing to me. And then I looked up what Crossroad meant and I was like, this is awesome. This is my name. This is what I want. So.
And I was like, oh, Crossroad, that's kind of cool. That's metal. I like that. Now I get where it's from.
Right. I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, we're pretty metal out, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, this was my conversation with Mariah from Crossroad X. And we will see each and every one of you in our next videos. Bye, guys.